Hey YouTube, my name is Heather and this is my channel Mama in Motion. I'm on a weight loss journey to lose 100 pounds post hysterectomy, which occurred back in October of 2021. I am now 1 year out from the hysterectomy and it is my goal to lose weight steadily and sustainably. So this week we're going to be discussing how my week went, then we'll talk about my new goal for exercise, and then I'm going to show you a recipe I have for bell pepper bacon quiche made with a hash brown crust, I say that loosely. And the last thing we're going to go over is my measurement progress. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so on to the first topic, which was how my week went. So I actually struggled a lot this week with my eating. For some reason, I was craving a lot of sugary and salty foods. I was starting my day with a little flip Chobani yogurt, and those are very much like a dessert to me. And I feel like it was just starting me off on the wrong foot to start off with something so sweet and that doesn't have a lot of protein. So it kind of led me into eating more sugary things or chips. My husband brought home a cake that he's been really craving, and he felt really bad bringing it home. And after watching him eat it like for the third time, because it was a whole cake, I was like, hey, can I have a piece of that? So he got me a little slice of it, and then I had a little bit of it later, like half of a slice. So even though I didn't necessarily go over my calorie intake that I needed to maintain for the day, I did indulge in more sugary and salty things over the last several days. And so my weight this week is now at 230 pounds, 0.8 ounces. Last week I weighed in at 227.8 or 9. I can't remember which one it was. So I am retaining some water, but my weight is down a lot further than it was in previous weeks, where I was staying at the 236, 235 range in pounds. So I'm very happy that my weight is, going down, and I'm okay with having gained a little bit of water weight because I know that I can keep it, get it off my body again. I have confidence in myself, and I know that it's normal to struggle and not have perfect days or even perfect weeks, but I'm not going to give up because of it. I fully believe in the mentality of just pick yourself back up and carry on. Like, don't slash all 3 tires because one tire is flat. I don't know if you've seen that meme, but it really resonates with me. It's like, if one tire is flat, you fix the tire that's flat. You don't slash all 4 tires and just quit your progress altogether, right? So that's really important to remember. So yeah, I am just dealing with the water weight, but I am okay with it because I know that I'll be able to start burning it off again. I'm still taking my magnesium and potassium pills, and I think that they're helping with it not just shoot up whenever I do gain that water weight. It's unfortunate that just eating a serving of salty chips can make my weight go up so substantially. I don't really understand why it does that, but I did find a really cool video by this guy named Jordan Sayat, I think is how you say his name. I'm going to show a picture of him up here, and you can watch the video. It shows different weight fluctuation, like graphs, and how different people struggle with weight fluctuations and where they quit during the fluctuation, and how to keep going. And it was just really like insightful and really cool to see the types of like weight loss that other people have, because like you don't really see a lot of people showing their weight graph. So I'm going to show my weight graph right here, and as you can see, there is some fluctuations going on, and they resemble one of the graphs that he shares that is common that people experience on their weight loss journeys. And so I thought that was really cool. The video will be linked down below of his in the description here, so you are welcome to click it and go over and view his channel. And the video is called, I didn't bring it in, but it has something to do with weight fluctuation. So I'm just going to show the video here. Feel free to go check it out if you want to learn a little bit about different people's weight fluctuations and how they retain water and how it can affect you, and that you're not alone in it, because it's really cool to learn about. All right, so I'm going to wrap this part up and move on to part 2. So we are here in part 2, and I just wanted to discuss my new exercise goal for the remainder of the month and going into November. My goal is to walk or exercise up to 2 miles a day. My goal is to exercise or bike or walk at home with exercise videos to a minimum of 2 miles in a day. So that I did yesterday for my first day, day 1, and I did almost 5,000 steps, and it took about 50 minutes to walk 2 miles. So I think that as I get more into exercising again, that I'll be able to increase my walking speed and get that done even quicker. But it felt really good to exercise again. I've been exercising really sporadically due to the pleurisy, and then I got out of exercising, and just like all the goals that I had for this month just like went out the window, and I've just really been struggling to get back on track with it. But I really want to get back into an exercise routine, and I feel like if I'm doing a challenge, I'm pushing myself, I'm holding myself accountable by posting videos here of what I've been doing, and it all just helps motivate me and keep me going, especially mentally. Like, I push myself whenever I feel like I'm achieving something. So when I'm like checking off my daily walk to walk 2 miles, it mentally helps to do that, and it gives me motivation to do it. So that's my plan for that, is to walk for the next 30 days 2 miles a day and see my progress. And let's move on to the quiche recipe. I don't know if you're very familiar with quiche, but it's usually made with pie crust and eggs and like ham and peppers and onion. I make mine with bacon because my family prefers bacon, and then we make it with bell peppers, and I make a base out of hash browns instead of doing a traditional crust because I don't like pie crust. So I figure that helps with carbs too, and then we're eating another vegetable of a potato. So yeah, I don't really see anything wrong with it, and I thought I would share the recipe with you. So here it is. I began the quiche by preparing hash brown patties, which I baked in the oven. I sprayed my pan with some Pam spray, and then I loaded up the tray as full as I could, even though I didn't use all of the hash browns for the meal itself. While my hash browns baked, I went ahead and started frying up my bacon in a pan on medium heat, and I just recommend cooking the bacon until it is the crispiness level that you desire. My family likes them pretty crispy, so we pulled out the hash brown patties, as you can see in the distance, and those are now cooling. My daughters love to eat the hash brown patties by themselves. They do not like the quiche. They actually prefer to eat the bacon, peppers, and hash brown patties all separately, so they get everything in and it works for us. The next thing that we do is prepare our peppers. So I had peppers left over from when I made fajitas, and I used a half a green pepper and cut it up, like diced it up. And then I also did the same thing with the red pepper, the onion, and the yellow pepper. Now, the great thing about this recipe is that you can make substitutions anywhere along the way for anything that you don't like, or if you'd prefer something to be different. So you can make turkey bacon, or you can use a sausage, or different veggies inside if you don't like peppers. I'm sure that there are a lot of variations and a lot of different seasonings that you can use. Now, it's important to note that you totally can saute your peppers and your onions. I prefer to just saute the onions in a little bit of butter or Pam spray, or you can use olive oil or even the bacon grease if you'd like. And I just like to saute up the onions to soften them up some, but I enjoy the peppers with a little bit of crunch whenever they're baked into the quiche. Once I finished cutting up the onions, I went ahead and sauteed them for just a few minutes to soften them up. And I went ahead and removed the last of the bacon from the frying pan and set it aside on a paper towel and plate. My daughters absolutely love fresh, raw red peppers, so I had to start with a whole red pepper this time instead of a half of a pepper like I've been doing for the other ones before this while I was cutting them up. So I started with the whole pepper. I cut half of it up for them, and I cut half of it up for the recipe. My onion was done sauteing, so I put it in with the rest of the veggies, and then I proceeded to dry off my bacon and prepare it for cutting. And once I got it onto my cutting tray, I chopped it up into small pieces. You can cut it into whatever size pieces you would like for your own quiche. And you don't have to use all the bacon like we did, but we use 8 eggs and 2 cups of milk, which is a very large quiche recipe, so I use all of the bacon that is in the package. Once I've got my bacon all prepared, I set it aside, and then I pull out a large bowl, eggs, milk, and salt and pepper, and I prepare my egg mixture. And I do that by breaking 8 eggs, and for each egg it is a 1/4 cup of milk, so that equals 2 cups of milk for this recipe. You can adjust the recipe by remembering that it's 1/4 cup of milk to 1 egg. Now once you add in the milk with the eggs, you're going to want to combine them with a whisk until the mixture is fluffy, and you can add any seasonings that you like. We like to keep it simple and just use black pepper and salt, and I use about 20 grinds of each. I don't know how to say that, turns of each, because they're in a pepper and salt grinder, and I turn them about 20 times. Now I don't know about you, but we really enjoy cheese in the quiche, so I add just a 1/2 cup of a 4-cheese Mexican blend. I'm sure there are lots of different cheese blends that you could add, and they would be just as delicious. After adding the cheese, I add the veggies and I mix it all together, and then I go ahead and take the pan that I'm going to bake my food in, and I spray it down with some Pam cooking spray, and then I put the hash brown patties along the bottom. It usually takes between 6 and 8 hash brown patties to line the bottom. I do fill in the blank spaces by just tearing up some more hash browns and filling in the spaces. And then I go ahead and top the hash browns with the bacon mixture, and I make sure that it's all along and evenly coated so that each piece of quiche has a delicious layer of bacon at the bottom. I remix my egg mixture, and then I pour it in over the bacon, and then I go ahead and make sure that the peppers are pulled out to each side. And I do not cover. I had to double check my recipe, but I do not cover whenever I bake this for about 45 minutes, and then it's done. Alright, so that was the recipe for the quiche, and now let's move on to my measurements. I started my journey in June, on June 1st actually, and I'm going to show the comparison photos from June 1st to my last day that I took pictures, which I believe was October 12th is the last time I took the progress pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and share my measurements as well. So here we go. In my hips, I started at 49 inches around, and I am now down to 43.5 inches. So over the summer, I've lost 5.5 inches around my hips. And then around my bust, I started out at 46 inches, and now I'm at 43 inches. So I've lost 3 inches around my bust. Under my bust, around my rib cage, I started out at 41.5 inches, and now I am 38 inches. So I am down 3.5 inches around my rib cage. And then around my natural waist, where my diastasis recti protrudes and pushes out really far, that started out at 46 inches and is now down to 43 inches, which means I've lost 3 inches around my waist. And then my belly button started out around my love handles, my belly button area. I started out at 52.5 inches, and I'm now down to 47 inches around there. So I've lost 5.5 inches. So even though I have gone up some with my weight, I'm still really excited because my measurements are, progressively going down. And so that makes me really happy, and it's really cool to actually go over the results and see how many inches I've lost in each place, and to just be encouraged by that, because I didn't realize that around my belly button and love handle area that I had lost 5 inches. So I think that's really cool. I'm not surprised that my hips have gone down. I've always been a disproportionate, where I hold all my fat in my belly, and then I have normal size legs and hips, and so I can wear a size 14, 16 in pants, but then I'm wearing a 2X, double extra large or plus sizes in tops just to cover my belly, and I always have to wear really long shirts or else the shirts will rise up. So I'm really excited to be making progress around the belly, because I know that that's one of the last places to go is your belly fat. So it's really awesome to see the progress happening. So yeah, if you watched all the way through, please go ahead and drop any emoji below that you really like. And I just want to thank you so much for watching, and please like this video and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more of my content and you want to support me. So thanks so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.